my mission in life through the branding agency, through my consulting company, or even through my real estate investing partnership is I'm on a rescue mission for Carson's inner 8-year-old. I'm on a rescue mission for Brandon's inner 8-year-old. I'm on a rescue mission for Tom's inner 8-year-old. Because I look at the world, whether it's politically, economically, racially, and I'm going, hold on, most of these divides are because we've come to very simplistic answers. And it's like, oh, I know Carson. I've met you 30 seconds ago, but I've formulated in these 60,000 subconscious thoughts that are all wired around fight, flight, or freeze. Hey, is Carson threat or not? As opposed to if I can go, I wonder what Carson was like as an 8-year-old. Like, what were you really into? What were you interested in? And it's such a silly, disarming question, especially if we're honest. We're all, men of a certain age. This is not something that we've thought about recently. Like, oh, what would 8-year-old have me have been interested in this conversation? And also take that to the other extreme. What would 80-year-old me be proud of that I talked about or was present to in this conversation? So every talk that I enter into, I'm trying to remain as present as possible, because the idea there is the greatest gift I can give myself or the world is to be present right now. Yeah. That's the greatest thing I can do for myself or anybody else. So if I can be in a place where I'm not afraid, because we're all hardwired for scarcity. It doesn't matter how macho you are or how alpha you want to beat your chest. All that's garbage. Tom, Brandon, Carson, Carl are all at a biological level afraid in this conversation because we don't know what the outcome is. And like you said, I'm focused on the output or what I can get or what I can do. How can I create safety for Carl? And then if it happens to benefit Brandon, Carson, and Tom and whoever's listening, awesome. But that's not my main focus. So in the meeting before the meeting, if I can go, oh, I'm going on this podcast, I wonder what Brandon's like. Not Brandon now, but who Brandon was and who Tom was and who Carson was. And I think about that very strangely. So I'm going to zoom this out one more, because I like to give hyperbole so people go, well, that's ridiculous, and then they can zoom it in. Mm-hmm. Could you imagine if the two lovely, almost octogenarians that are now almost surely going to be one or the other running our country, if the 8-year-old version of them showed up and said, I like people, and I want to be liked, and I'm curious, and I'm interested, and the world is full of whimsy and wonder, and I'm really interested in Palestinians and Israelis. I'm really interested in black and white and rich and poor. Do we not think that handing that much power to an inquisitive creature, more like their 8-year-old self, I would be much more interested in being led by somebody with that mindset, with all the acumen and the age and the power? We need all those resources. But could you imagine if you started giving powerful people the mindset of being present and being curious, more like the 8-year-old version of themselves?